Yo, what's good to say, back with another video, and I hope you guys are all doing well. In this video, you guys are going to see a little bit of an impromptu trip down to LA where I did a whole bunch of shopping, but I also interviewed one vintage showroom curator. If you guys saw the video that I posted a little bit earlier this week, this is a repost. I unfortunately had to pull one of the interviews from the video, but whether or not you guys saw the video or didn't finish, or if you guys never saw the video, please stick around because there is some great footage of the interview that I did with the founder of TwoFold, Jae Seung Lee. And if you guys didn't stick around to the end of the video last time, then you guys can see now the pickups that I ended up purchasing during my time in LA. Remember, I'm going to be doing a giveaway of my Raf by Rasmussen's asymmetrical dual zip jacket. And the parameters of that giveaway is that I want my subscriber count on YouTube to reach 3,100, as well as my follower count on Instagram at zk.png to reach 3,100 by my 31st birthday, which is roughly about October 1st. So if you guys haven't done so already, give this video a thumbs up, as well as subscribe to the channel and follow me on my Instagram at zk.png. And without further ado, it's your boy Zay. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Good first full day in LA, and I'm on my way to West Hollywood to check out Chrome Hearts as well as Maxfield and Lone Ones. I'm specifically looking for a paper chain at Chrome Hearts, as well as keeping an eye out on some of the things that my brother wants at Chrome as well if I can't find it. If you guys haven't checked out my last video, you guys should definitely check out my last video where you can see my brother's closet collection. And as you guys might have saw, that he likes collecting chrome and he's been doing that for a really long time. So like I said, if I don't find anything, I'm going to just see if I can find anything that is on his radar. If I don't find a paper chain, then I'm going to go to Maxfield and I'm going to see if I could buy a pair of Guidis that are in my size. They only have a size 41 listed on their site, and I'm a size 42, so we'll see if the 41 maybe fits me. And if not, then I'm just going to check out Lone Ones so I can see some more jewelry. If you guys aren't familiar with Lone Ones, you guys are definitely probably familiar with Chrome Hearts. And if you guys didn't know, Richard Stark was the main leather worker at Chrome Hearts, and he actually had a master silver worker that he kind of outed and pushed out of Chrome and kind of screwed him over a little bit. He started his own brand, and Lone Ones is now kind of like the rebrand of that brand, where his son kind of took over the business and passed on his legacy. I'm honestly really excited to see some of Lone Ones pieces in person. Chrome Hearts has become so inaccessible because of the hype, and every time I go to a Chrome Hearts store, there is like nothing there. And you could definitely find other good 925 sterling silver jewelry from a litany of different brands. So in my mind personally, I would way rather support a more niche brand than kind of buy into the hype continuously. But the reason why I want a paper chain is because my brother got a paper chain maybe 6 or 7 years ago, maybe even longer than that. And I've always thought it was super dope, so that's something that I'm going to keep my eye out on. Let's go ahead and see what I can find.
Jae Seung Lee, the founder, director of TwoFold. I've been doing vintage since I was 17, so it's been 8 years now. I kind of just started like everyone else, just thrifting. I used to go to Goodwill bins and just pick for 8 hours and just sell random shit, you know? But as I did it more and more, got into fashion and started to learn about the really deeper side of vintage. I started getting into true vintage, and then starting from there, I really wanted to make a store of my own that had the really specific type of items that I like. So I just slowly built TwoFold ever since 2020, and I have my staff here now also. Every day I'm growing it to be exactly how I want it to be.
So you started off in Sac. What brought you down to LA?
Yeah, Sacramento's definitely, it's a cool city. I grew up there, but I feel like the whole audience in Sacramento didn't really relate that much to like the type of curation I put out. And not to say like I'm better than that or anything, but it's like a different niche I'm in. I feel like when I was in Sacramento, I felt kind of underappreciated for what I do, and it's just been overall really hard to make profit. So it's just been like, from the outside perspective, I feel like it looked like all, you know, like crazy and like these guys are making so much money, but it was financially really hard, honestly, because we would be paying out for inventory and then sell it just to make like, you know, very small margins, because we had a showroom open, for example, and we wouldn't get clients in, even though we would like run ads and like try whatever we can. I feel like there's not really like a demand out there as much as LA. I feel like the move here like really made sense. We do really good businesses with like designers who need references, celebrity clients, like private clients who want like specific aesthetics like curated in front of them. So it's been just working out a lot better.
Would you say that this like curation that you have really speaks to your own personal style?
Yeah, I mean, it's my personal style and also like my staff members, which are also my personal friends. I feel like I get a lot of influence from them. Yeah, I try not to carry anything that I wouldn't personally wear myself, even though it's not like 100% my style, you know? If I don't think it's cool, like I'm not gonna carry it, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's like my rule of thumb. This year has been like pretty huge for us. It's been like first really stable year where we are in like a very healthy place financially. We're doing a lot of projects without being always chased by our bills, you know? Doing a lot of events, just having fun, like curating what we really like. I feel like it has like all the gears basically just like aligned together this year and have been rolling in really smoothly. Artistically, like creatively, and also business wise, like things that's just been like working out progressively better, you know? There wasn't really like not any like boom moments in the past like 8 years, honestly. It's just been more like brick by brick type of thing for us. So I mean, that's always been like my personal belief as well, is like if you like don't build brick by brick, like there's no longevity in business. So I had like many dreams before, you know, like I wanted to be a soccer player when I was young, and then I wanted to do martial arts, and then I was huge into dancing, and then while I was doing that during like my high school college years, I got into vintage. But yeah, I mean, it is a gamble. I dropped out of college. I was gonna go to UC Davis to study business and possibly get like a stable job like everyone else in my family. But I mean, okay, like here's the thing though, it is a gamble, but it's not if you do it the right way. Like in my head, like I always had to explain to my parents and everyone around me that it wasn't a gamble, you know? So I didn't even need a plan B. Like everyone else was like, oh, you're taking such a huge risk, like you're taking such a big gamble. But it's really not if you really like think thoroughly about what you do. I always had a plan B like within my own path. Like I didn't need a plan B of like I had to like go to the school and like be a lawyer, you know? It was just more like, oh, if like one plan fails, like, I just gotta like carve out another path within like the vintage niche and do that.
Yeah,
And that's
for
what I did with TwoFold, because I started out reselling like military surplus. It wasn't even vintage. I was like reselling like Supreme and like pleasures, like streetwear. And then I just like kind of like twisted and turned, and I started off doing true vintage. Now we do like 90s, 2000s grunge. So I mean, there's always changes, but just like take calculated risk, you know? I mean, I feel like we get so many Asian clients because like I feel like so many kids. It almost feels like I'm like looking at myself like 5 years ago whenever people come in like that are Asian, like going to college, because that was like exactly me. I'd be like a kid who would like drive down to LA, going to all these like vintage stores and be like, I want to do that one day, you know? Like I get questions all the time from them. You're like, how the fuck are you Asian doing this, you know? Like, are your parents just like super like open about everything? I would say like they are more than like some other like Asian parents are, but I've always had to tell them, you know, like I want to do my own thing, and like I had to explain to them I have a plan. So it's been always hard convincing them like that this is gonna work out. It's still really odd to a lot of people, like being Asian doing this, like it's really odd to like a lot of people around me, the concept of like an Asian immigrant like selling used clothes, you know? Like the whole concept of vintage is, I feel like, not really like a mainstream idea to a lot of Asian people that are older. Yeah, no, I mean, it's like huge being Asian in this industry, to be honest. It's like really weird to see, honestly, like to a point where like there's so many people who come into my own shop and assume that I'm like an employee at first. They're like, oh, like how are you an Asian like doing this shit, you know? I've actually even like gotten comments like that from like other vintage shop owners being like you're like doing really good for an Asian person.
Kind of a sneak diss.
Yeah, it is, but it's just like, I mean, I'm doing better than them, so.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you've got quite the following, and you've got quite the selection of pieces here. I mean, like, there's like no misses here, so it's quite the curation. So going about that curation process, do you feel like you're constantly buying or sourcing, or like we did that trade, you know what I mean? Like, is that like a combination of all of that, or how do you go about like sourcing your pieces?
I mean, Yeah, literally, like as you came, like that's like a daily thing. Like I've already had like a buy like earlier today, and then earlier in the week we just bought like I think like 20K worth of stuff from a customer who just like came in. So we're always constantly buying, you know. Like you can't really be afraid to like spend money. I think like going back to like the whole taking a risk thing, that's like a type of risk like you do have to take. I would say you're just like not being afraid to like spend money in the right places. So yeah, we're always buying shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're always buying shit.
Do you feel like you're like ever outsourcing on like Depop Grailed or eBay or like Japanese auction or anything like
Oh,
that?
yeah. And I'm always like buying special pieces from like online sources. I can't always just like find shit for dirt cheap, you know, or from like original owners. I gotta sometimes just like pay up for stuff to have good stuff.
Speaking of like you've been saying that you've been like buying from original owners. Do they come to you, or do you have like connections like that you kind of outsource to, like, or figure out like who owns the original piece?
I can't do all that honestly. I gotta just like sometimes I like meet original owners, but it's like super rare, and you really gotta be like out there like digging. And also back to like the being Asian thing, like people don't want to sell to Asian people, like older white people, bro.
Yeah.
They don't want to sell to Asian people.
Dude, trust.
So, yeah, they don't really be giving leads like that.
I feel
Appointment?
You're Korean, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Sick.
Well,
Awesome,
thanks for your time, bro. I
Yeah,
appreciate
thank
it.
you, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was good. Second full day in LA, and to be honest, I went absolutely fucking crazy shopping the first day. I mean, shit kind of got out of hand, but whatever. I got a lot of great pieces that I'm excited to show off and share with you guys a little bit later on in this video. It's kind of funny, I only intended on buying 2 pieces while I was here. The first thing that I wanted to buy was a chain necklace, ideally a paper chain necklace from Chrome Hearts, but per usual, Chrome had absolutely nothing. And the second thing I ended up wanting to buy was a pair of Guidis, and I had my eyes on a piece from Maxfield, but the only size that I had was definitely way too small for me. I did actually end up copying one thing from Maxfield, as well as one thing from Lone Ones, as well as a thing from TwoFold and another thing from Smudge. So spent a bag. Although a lot of the things I ended up purchasing weren't planned for this trip, a lot of them were on my radar for quite some time, and I'm really excited to share them with you because I'm super happy with the purchases. I'm actually wearing one of them right now, but I'll talk about it a little bit later. Me and the homies have been staying up like super late every single night, like way later than I normally stay up at, so I'm exhausted. The homies are napping right now, so why not do a little bit more shopping? Today I'm going to go ahead and check out Mohawk General Store, which is actually a store recommendation from one of the homies at Maxfield. And then of course I'm going to check out Dover Street Market because you kind of have to. I might be checking out H. Lorenzo as well as Departamento on my way back up to the Bay. But honestly, I don't really need to be doing any more shopping. Like, I already got enough, but when you got the itch, it don't stop. So I'm going to do some sifting and you'll see a little bit of footage, but hopefully I don't end up buying anything. For those who ended up sticking around to the end of the video, thank you so much for tuning in. And we're going to go ahead and run through some of the pickups that I ended up purchasing during my time in LA. We're going to go in the order of the shops that I hit and when I purchased it, and we're going to start off with Maxfield. This first item I picked up, I've been on the hunt for it for quite some time, but it's always been kind of like a sizing issue. I'm a true size 48, and the 48 didn't fit me well, so I was on the hunt for a 46 or maybe even a 44, and I could never find that. But I ended up finding this at the women's section, and this fits me just perfect. And this is a women's Rick Owens Heiser Mac jacket. Super cropped, super boxy, and just fits really great on body. I love the zipper details on this. And if you open it up, it actually comes into these like nice little pocket compartments, so they are actually functional. I don't know what it is about it. I mean, like, I'm giving away that Raf by Rafson's asymmetrical dual zip jacket. In a previous video, I ended up talking about a brand called Avoid. I just really think it's fun and playful how designers end up using zippers that are functional, that kind of change the silhouette of the item, as well as how these artists use these zipper details as decorative designs that really play into the piece. And it's something that really draws me into a lot of pieces, especially jackets, and that's why I had my eyes on this one. Like I said, really nice fit on it, and I've been trying to get more wears out of it, but it's hot as fuck right now, so I definitely have not been getting as much wears as I want, but it'll be something that will be really nice to wear during the fall and springtime. The next piece that I ended up picking up is the ring that I'm wearing right now, and this is the chrome ring from Lone Ones, and it is an absolutely beautiful ring with stunning details. 925 sterling silver on this bad boy, and it is very reminiscent of chrome hearts. I talked a little bit about it previously in the video, but I want to just briefly kind of discuss it again. I went deep down the rabbit hole of the history of chrome hearts, and if you guys aren't familiar, Richard Stark was the leather worker, but their master silver worker was Leonard Canute. And let's be honest, chrome is known for their silver. But back to the history, Leonard Canute was the master silver worker, and he kind of got screwed over and got pushed out of chrome. If you guys want to go deep down the rabbit hole of that, you guys can kind of do your own research. But Leonard started his own brand, and he was working with his stepson, and Leonard then retired, and then his stepson took over the brand and started Lone Ones. Now, I honestly am way more in tune with buying into niche brands, because I'll say it once and I'll say it 1,000 times, chrome hearts is way too overhyped and way too inaccessible. I'm a paying customer, and I want to walk into the store and be able to buy something. Every time I walk into a chrome heart store, there is like nothing there. Now, I'm saying that, but I don't like not appreciate the brand. I think that the brand is definitely overhyped for a reason. It's just hard for me to want to buy into something that I can never purchase, and I've gone to a chrome store multiple times and they have nothing. And at that point, it's a reseller's market, and if you end up purchasing from one of these resellers, they are taking something that is worth maybe $1,000 and uppricing it to $3,000, and at those prices, it is just not even worth it anymore. So I'd way rather buy into more niche brands like Billwall Leather or Lone Ones, or even like going to brands such as Good Art. I still want some chrome pieces. I'm not hating on the resellers for getting their bag. It's just not really something that I want to buy into because I can't get it. And when I want something, I want something. So I got this. Really great pickup. I'm really happy with it. The only weird thing about it is that Lone Ones is inside a weed store. So when I showed up to the location, I was like hella confused, but it is actually inside to the right of a weed store, and it has like a showroom inside that. Don't get me wrong, the weed store had some pretty cool vibes, and it had like a little smoker section that you can kind of smoke your weed that you got, but I just think that's a weird placement for a jewelry brand. But nonetheless, I'm very pleased with this purchase. Up next, what we got from TwoFold is this 2012 Crystal Castles 3 hoodie. This hoodie is honestly just so sick, and the way that Jay explained it is that it's very rare to come by the hoodie version as well as something that is actually authentic and not a reprint. He said that these hoodies were only done on these independent blanks, and this is like the real telltale of that this is a authentic hoodie. Really stoked on this piece. I actually love Crystal Castles. I know that I said this in a previous video, as well as I said I'm turning 31 this year, but I actually did listen to Crystal Castles growing up, and I know that Crystal Castles is really trending now, especially with the younger generation, but I'm just saying I'm not a trend follower, man. I was actually the emo kid listening to this music back in 2008. Really great piece with the double Crystal Castle logo up in the front, as well as the double Crystal Castle logo on the back, and the album cover for number 3, or Crystal Castles 3. Honestly, grail level, and this is something that I'm going to hold on to
to pass down to my kids. Really stoked I got this piece. Let's go ahead and move on to the last one. Last up on the list is the thing that I purchased from Smudge LA, and this is a Mayhem tee, and this is something that I've been on the hunt for quite some time. I said it in a previous video, but I specifically wanted a piece from the Dead era because I think that Dead was the person that really made like Mayhem of how we perceive it today. And this is a Dead memorial t-shirt, and it says died by his own hand, April 1991, with Dead rocking out on stage on the back, as well as Dead holding this candlestick up at the front. It's single stitch on this bad boy, so this is actually a US version of the tee, and I know that they're a European band, and so the European versions are a little bit more rare to come by, but nonetheless, I'm still happy that I ended up purchasing this. It does fit me well. It fits a little slimmer on the body, so it's pushing more towards a baby tee, but you could tell by the construction of this tee that someone actually reworked it. I can show you underneath, but you can kind of see that someone ended up chopping this tee, like this tee was a lot bigger, and re-sewed it manually and kind of did it a little bit poor. I know how to sew, and I know when something is professionally done and something is done by a rookie, and this was definitely done by a rookie. So you can kind of see that this is sliced and diced a bit, and you can see that they actually made a mistake on this area, so there is a little bit of a cut. Maybe they cut it accidentally and re-sewed it back together. That's my only complaint. It doesn't really hurt anything. It actually fits really nicely, and I did crop it a little bit more and kept the period correct stitching because they ended up not doing the same. So if you can see that, I ended up creating the single stitch on the bottom because they kind of did just a hem that you would hem the pants, and that won't last as well. Most people wouldn't be bothered by that, but I'm just a little weird because if I collect vintage, I want it to be as true as possible. So the slice and dice with the side seams, I mean, if you are into vintage, they wrap the fabric around, so there's almost never a side seam. That's almost how you can always identify if something is a bootleg, because if there is a side seam, that wasn't really introduced until the mid-90s. And so if you have a piece that's saying that it is from the 80s and it does have a side seam, it's probably not true vintage. Fun fact I learned from my tailor. But yeah, really happy with those pickups. And I put the pickups towards the end because, like I said at the beginning of the video, I don't really want to just kind of always show off, hey, here are the things I purchased, but I still think that it's good to keep record of that, and if you're interested in what I ended up purchasing, then there you go. Okay, and that's it for the video. If you guys stuck around this long, thank you so much for tuning in, and if you guys are new to the channel, please give this video a like or subscribe, or follow me on my Instagram at zk.png, and leave a comment on what you guys might want to see next. Remember, I'm going to be doing a giveaway of that Raf by Raf Simmons asymmetrical dual zip jacket if my subscriber count as well as my follower count on Instagram reaches 3,100 by my 31st birthday. If you guys want to participate, all you guys need to do is send proof through a DM on Instagram of your subscription to this channel, as well as you following my IG. And I'm giving a bonus entry if you guys are following my resale page at Refound Archive. And like I said in a previous video, if you guys want to check out the authenticity of the piece, the tags I'll check out, but if you guys want to do your own authentication process, they are listed at Refound Archive on Grail. Once again, thank you so much for reaching 1,000 subscribers. It really means a lot, and I definitely love the community of people that have been following this channel. So I just want to say that I appreciate you guys. I hope you all have a great start to your week, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.